Apologies for that. We are back now, though. To be fair, a lot of people have had problems being kicked from the session today, so I'm not, at least I'm not the only one. But anyways, we're back now. I'll try and get things sorted, but looks like nothing has changed since we've been away. Charlotte's still leading ahead of Danskar, Apex, Sirlane and Bill Plays, pretty much as you were when things stopped. So lap 26 of 31, just a few laps left, and looks like Charlotte is going to make this work. He's got a few laps and Danskar isn't closing to him enough to get this done. So that's a shame for him, but anyways, Sirlane still, he's made some ground up on Apex, but not enough for the time being. As he continues to make his way round, Sirlane 9 seconds behind Apex, and Apex 5 seconds behind Danskar, and he's not been able to make enough ground on Charlotte, who makes his way past the lap car of that. Is that Boyden? Jeez, that's how badly things have gone for Boyden with that disconnect. He wasn't the only one, I'm afraid, so sadly that is the way of things sometimes. Lap 27 of 31. This race beginning to wind down now. Has been Charlotte who has led the way for a lot of this race, to be fair. At least in net position wise. Led the early exchanges after Sirlane disconnected himself. So I'm assuming PSN having a nice great day as it usually does. Field is spread out sadly, although we do have Alex getting close to Howitzer in 11th place on the fresher Ultra Softs. So making his way round, and the gap has crept under 10 seconds at the front, but really unless Charlotte's tyres explode, it's going to be difficult for Danskar to really make anything on that. So I think the right strategy in the end was the softs, but I know Sirlane had damage. It'd be great to know what the guys are thinking when it came to strategy, because it has been an interesting one to say the least for many of these guys, as Howitzer coming under increasing pressure from Alex in P12. They're a long way of course from Boyden, who is catching up to the back of his teammate Piet on a much fresher Ultra Softs. Alex having a sniff then into turn 1, nothing doing, but look at the grip he's going to get out of turn 1, and then through turns 2 and 3, and there he goes, moving up then into 11th place. Further up the field it is Boyden chasing down Piet for 9th. It could have been so much more for Boyden, but sadly these things happen. But he can still grab himself 2 points if he can get by his teammate. You imagine he will be able to do so. Just a few laps remaining. Oh, a risky place to make an overtake. Can he get done into turn 13? He can, and makes it stick, and he's up into P9 then. So disconnect sadly have been a theme tonight. Sirlane has lost positions to a disconnect. So has Boyden. Murdoch never got back in. Baza lost a bit as well. So sadly, a case of what could have been for many drivers tonight in terms of getting back into the fray. Of course, Sirlane was leading by about 3 or 4 seconds when he disconnected. So he's never been able to recover really since, and now is in 4th place. Not the race he thought, and certainly many others would have thought would have unfolded ahead of him, starting from pole position, having set that scorching lap on Ultra Softs. Hasn't worked out that way as we begin lap 29. Boyden could easily be in 5th or 6th really had he not disconnected. It took a long time for him to get back in, and well, he's lost over 50 seconds or so to that battle, basically, or back to where Bill is in 6th. So that's how much he lost. Murdoch was running inside the top 6 very early on in the race, but first 10 laps he never made it back in. So sadly, it's been a theme tonight, and even I have fallen victim. So gaps are coming down, but nothing is really going to change at this rate. 8.8 seconds. Shallock can just coast at this stage to the end if he needs to. Danskar, same situation. Apex, same story. Sirlane, same story, as well as Bill. So to be fair, we did get some good racing for the majority of this race, but the end has it's kind of gone a little stale. It's a little stalematey. And well, just keep pounding round. 2 more laps remaining after this. It is one of the most rigorous races on the calendar. It's certainly one of the longest ones. And the gap has gone up again this lap as well, from Charlotte to Danskar, as he begins, or he exits the final 2 corners and will begin lap 30. 2 more laps after this one. Anyone on fresh tyres getting close to another car? Not really. I mean, Alex is a little bit too far behind Piet, and Sirlane too far behind Apex, and Boyden certainly too far behind Baza to make anything of his position, as Bill gets a 3-second time penalty for cutting the corner, which really won't do himself any harm at this stage, given he's got a 27-second lead too. Plays in 7th. What about Plays? It's been a tough race. He's missing more of his front wing, and well, it's been a tough one for him. His teammates had a bit better time of things. Somehow managed to recover to 2nd after his race, so he's done well as Danskar, and he will take, as things stand, with 18 points heading out to 2nd and 10 points for 5th, an 8-point advantage added to his title hopes. It'll take him to a 15-point lead, I believe, heading into the next race, which I believe is Russia. So, interesting race in prospect there. Many looking to bounce back after this tough race. Although, to be fair, none of the main title contenders really has it off, really. It's the biggest loser of the title bunch, probably Alex, to be fair. He's sitting in 3rd in the standings, has just had the worst race imaginable, and, well, is going to sadly miss out on points, it seems, for the time being. But we are on the final lap of the race. We've got charging force in. I believe that is Boyden, who of course is on much fresher tyres than Charlotte. So maybe we might see some late fireworks here. Will Boyden go for the move? A lap down. He could just end his race early and just stick behind the Renault and save himself the hassle and the harm of a 31st lap, which we are on now. Of course, the lead lap, Charlotte leading the way, as he has done for a good chunk of this race, and now just a few more corners to go, and he can finish this one off in style at Singapore. It's a tough one to win, one of the hardest ones to win. Not one they want to win like Monaco, but certainly a win here is certainly a great measure of considerable skill. And looks like that is the case today. Alex is actually going to catch Piet, who was just absolutely dying on his tyres. Have to keep a quick check though, because the end of the race is getting close. We'll try and sneak one bit of action in, as Alex looks like he is going to get a point for his troubles after all. If he can make a move stick, we'll see if he can. But around the final corner comes Charlotte, and he wins the Singapore Grand Prix in good fashion indeed, as Alex is not being able to get the move done on Piet. Danskar will round the final corner for 2nd. A great result for Renault, as Apex finishes in 3rd place. Sir Lane, as the fireworks go off, Sir Lane will finish in 4th place. Not a bad race. Well, it could have been a lot better for Sir Lane, to be fair. PS somehow finished ahead of Alex then for the final point, so no points for Alex today. Disappointing one for him. Very disappointing race for him. And then will cross the line in 5th. Loses a bit of ground on his rival, but coming a lot worse. Had a wheel come off of that car. Bill will round the final corner into 6th. Good race from Bill, recovering from P14 on the start, and the stop go was not served. Well, of course that doesn't matter because he's 27 seconds ahead of plays. The rest of the field, Howitzer, Daziek, they've finished their races a lap down, so they are done. The only two we left to finish are Plays and Baza, separated by just 4.5 seconds. So it looks like that gap was coming down quite quickly, but not enough laps for Baza to do it. Plays then finishes in 7th, and Baza then will round out the Singapore Grand Prix in 8th place. I believe this is the first time we've seen both Renaults on the podium, so a great result for them, and particularly for Shalosh taking that top step. So we'll run through the grid then one last time after a very long Singapore Grand Prix that ran for 53 minutes. Shalosh wins ahead of Danskar in 2nd, Apex in 3rd, Sir Lane in 4th. Could have been, again, woulda, coulda, shoulda, different story had he not disconnected, but alas, wasn't the only one to have that issue. Ant in 5th, Bill 6th, Play 7th, Bassa 8th, Boyd in 9th, PS gets himself a point in 10th, Alex, Howitzer, Daziek, the remaining finishers missing out on the points. Then we lost Murdoch early on from disconnect, Krumpush, Proopa, Jacko, Fernandez and Philip and BS never saw the checkered flag and miss out. So that's going to do it for round number 15 of ILR6 from Singapore. From Singapore it is Danskar extending his lead at the top of the table to 15 points. So until next time, ILR, there is more action at Singapore at 8, which will begin momentarily. So I hope you enjoyed that. ILR's 3 and 4. So until next time.